have to know the end from the beginning. You're not Omega. You're not Alpha and Omega. You cannot know the end from the. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for coming and subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for always coming around to watch my video. Like, I love you guys. Like, I really love you. Now, I know I've really not been so consistent, but guys, now this is for real. Like, this is for real. This is really for real. Like, I'm going to be as consistent as I've never been all my life, because guys, we're going to be growing together. Yes, we're going to be growing together. So pardon your girl as we get this right. All right guys, so without wasting time, let's go right into the video. Welcome back. So on this video, we're going to be talking about 15 things I wish I knew in my early 20s. Yes guys, 15 things I wish I knew in my early 20s. Now guys, I'm actually in my 30s. Yes, I'm actually 30. Yes guys, and basically I just feel I am just beginning to exist. Yeah, I just feel I'm just beginning to experience life. I feel I'm just beginning to exist, basically. Yes guys, and I actually wish there were certain things I wish I had known earlier than now. Okay, and that's the more reason why I decided to put up this video. Now, the first thing I wish I knew in my early 20s was to stop people pleasing. Yes guys, now there come a time in your life where you just feel you just want to feel loved. You just don't want to offend anybody. Like, you just want to be everybody's friend. You just want to be you just don't want to be the old sheep, right? Like, is anyone like the old sheep? Like, you really just don't want to be like the one who is not in alignment with everybody. Like, you just want to please people. And guys, you really cannot please everybody. Like, you obviously cannot please everybody. Like, you really have to be yourself. You really have to, you have a voice, you have something to say. You really cannot please everybody, because as much as you try to want to please everybody, you would definitely not please everybody, because not everybody is going to like you. Not everybody is going to appreciate what you do. Not everybody is going to actually, like what you do. Not everybody, no matter how hard you try to actually please people really cannot really just be pleased. Yes, people can really not just be pleased. So obviously you cannot please everybody. Okay, so if you have that mindset in your mind, just actually know that you really cannot please everybody. All you just need to do is just to exist. Those who are going to love you are going to be drawn to you for you. Those who really will not just love you, not because you're a bad person, it's just because not everybody obviously can like you, okay? So they will just not be drawn to you. So why not just exist and stop people pleasing? Now, the second thing is the fact that it's okay to take risks. Now, while growing up, I found it very hard to actually take risks. Like, I grew up having this defensive mechanism of wanting to get things right, or things just have to be, put in place. I just don't want to make mistakes. I just want to be perfect. Like, I want everything done, accurately. And when things are not done my way, when I do not actually get that particular thing, I really feel so sad about it, okay? And as a result of that, I tend not to want to risk anything. Like, I tend not to want to risk anything, especially when I don't know how the outcome would be, really when I don't know how the end result would be. Like, there's this picture of just have everything figured out. This is what is going to happen. This is the result that would happen, and all of that. And guys, it is really okay to take risk. And the funny thing is that once you risk, you never can tell the outcome that might actually come out from that risk you have taken. And sometimes it might be palatable, and sometimes it might really not work according to how you perceived it will work. But then you took the chance. You took the chance, because it's definitely okay to take risk. Like, it's definitely okay to take risk. And then, having taken that risk, take full responsibility. Either it comes out fine, either it does not come out fine. Just take full responsibility for whatever outcome that risk you have taken. And number 3 things I wish I knew while I was in my early 20s was to dream big. Now, while growing up, there's something about growing up in a particular environment that it tends to, want to not make you, think big about yourself. It makes you be in a secluded place where you actually feel that if you're thinking big about yourself, like something is wrong with you. Like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to show? Are you trying to say you know everything? Are you trying to say you are this special? And then a lot of persons are, have just this mindset, and you just feel, there's no need dreaming big. Like, you can just be okay with where you are. You can just be complacent, like just be there, just be average. Okay to have a wide picture. It's okay to dream big about yourself. It's okay to dream that you want to be successful. It's okay to dream big about anything you actually want to achieve in life. It's okay. Like, it's practically okay to dream big. And while you're doing that, you really do not have to be over pressured. Yeah, you really do not have to be over pressured. You really do not have to pressurize yourself so much that you lose balance, and then you begin to compare yourself with another person. This thing should be happening, and when those things are not working, you're beginning to feel so pressured, so angry with yourself, and if you're not careful, you go into depression, because you just feel that, you're supposed to be at a certain, place you had you had pictured yourself, that you are not there at the moment. So guys, it's okay to actually, dream big, but in doing that, you have to be content with where you are. But do not allow your environment, do not allow your circumstance not to make you dream big about yourself. I don't know how much I can keep track of what I'm saying, but I know somewhere in the video I'm really just going to be, pointing out the things that I'm actually saying, like as a header, okay? Because I know right now I'm actually losing track of the number I'm in. I don't know if I'm in number 3 or number 4, but then somewhere around the video I'm going to be putting, a tag or a caption to where I'm at, okay? So, and it's basically okay to reinvent yourself. It's really, really very okay to reinvent yourself. Now, while growing up, you find yourself in a web where you feel, when you're done with primary school, you're done with, secondary school, you go to the university, and then let's say for instance, you want to study a particular thing, and then you're bent on that particular thing. This is what you have studied, this is what you must do, it's either this or nothing else. Like, even when it's not profitable, even when you're not seeing a headway, you just want to make sure that you get that particular thing right. Now, I'm not saying it's not okay to be persistent. Now, you can be persistent, okay, on a particular goal, on a particular thing you're doing, but it's actually very okay for you to reinvent yourself. Now, let me just give you a brief story. Now, I've always wanted to be a lawyer. Like, I've always admired lawyers. I don't know why. Maybe because I've always loved their suits and the fact that you're on black and you're very serious. I see them as very professionally calculated. Like, they just know what they're doing. They're going to defend. I just like the side of, just being a lawyer. So I've always wanted to be a lawyer, but then when I got into the university, I was given something else different from what I actually applied for. I was given French in education, and as at that time, I was so I was so bitter, I was so angry, I was so annoyed, I was so devastated, and all of that. And then, at the point came, I was not reading in school because it was actually, outside what I'd actually had wanted, okay? But then few years down the line, I guess while I was in my 300 level or my 300 level, and then I began to realize that, I actually like, not really like languages per se. I actually saw an avenue where I actually now realize why I never liked the French language, as a growing up child, I saw the loophole. And with that, years down the line, okay, I get messages of people telling me, oh, Mademoiselle Rita, that French you taught me, I did so well, I passed this, I passed that. And I'm like, okay, okay. So it's totally okay for you to reinvent yourself. If there are certain things that are not working, it's totally okay for you to try things. Don't be scared to try out things. Like, no one has no one has it all figured out, okay? We're just in the journey trying to see what works, okay? So it's basically very okay for you to reinvent yourself. For if something is not working, for you, if there's no headway on that particular thing, it's okay to change. Yeah, it's okay to change. It might be very difficult for you to switch because change is hard, okay? But then it's basically okay for you to reinvent yourself, and change, okay? And one of the other thing I wish I actually knew, in my early 20s was there is no timeline. Yes, guys. Like there's basically no timeline, like no timeline. Like there's no timeline to anything. While you're in your 20s, after school, there's always this pressure of, oh, now I'm done. And maybe from your parents, from your friends, and maybe your friends are getting married in their 20s, you're 25, you're 26, you're 27, and you're like, time is running out, and you're like, this is not happening to me. What is wrong? You already have this timeline when things should happen. You have everything figured out, and then you're like, if it doesn't happen at that particular time, you just feel like the whole world is crashing down. Guys, no. Okay, there is no timeline. Even the Bible says, the purpose and plans for your life is of good and not of evil. Like there are times and seasons. Like there are basically times and seasons for your life. Your timing is actually different from anybody else's timing, okay? So you do not have the same timeline with anybody else. So do not compare your timelines, okay? Especially this is where a lot of people get pressurized into getting married, get pressurized into having relationship that they are not meant to be in, or get pressurized into holding on to a relationship that they are not meant to hold on to, and just a whole bunch of all of this, guys. So there are no timeline, okay? There are no timeline. There are no timelines, like no timelines, because everybody has a different timeline. My timeline is definitely different from your timeline, okay? And that's the more reason why you should not compare your race, your journey, what's happening in your life with anybody else, because everybody has their own timeline. And when that good thing wants to happen in your life, it will happen at your own time. It will really happen at your own time. So there's no need for a rush. Basically, there's no need for a rush. Your 20s is actually the year where you have to explore the world. In short, you have to discover yourself. You have to know yourself better. You have to explore and, leave your shell. Like just leave your shell and just exist. Yes, just exist, just exist. And also, guys, another thing I wish I'd known in my early 20s was the fact that it's okay to make new friends. Yes, it's very okay for you to make new friends. By new friends, I mean, I actually do not mean just dishing out your old friends, but at a certain time, as you progress in life, as you become intentional about yourself, as you become intentional about so many things you want to do for yourself, but your life, everything in general, you're just growing, you're just evolving, okay? It's okay to make new friends, okay? There are certain friends that unconsciously, naturally, you naturally did not actually cut out from them, but life just happens, and you're no longer friends with these persons, okay? But then it's okay for you to make new friends, as you get older. I've realized that your circle of friends tends to really, really reduce, okay? Tends to really, really reduce. So then it becomes very, hard to actually, you want to make new friends, because maybe based on experiences, based on what you had, experienced while you were in your 20s and all of that. And then making new friends is becoming so challenging and all of that. But guys, it's really, really okay to make new friends, okay? And if you want to make new friends, you also have to be friendly yourself. Yes, you also have to be very friendly yourself for you to also be able to make new friends, because once you make new friends, you get to see the world in another dimension. You practically get to see things in another perspective, okay? You actually, once you mingle with new people, new ideas, you get new ideas, new perspective. You get to see things in a new perspective, right? You begin to see things in a new perspective, different from how you've actually seen life before. Now, basically, this is actually what I'm actually experiencing at this very time, okay? Where I'm beginning to make new friends, build new friendships, and all of that, okay, guys? So it's okay, practically okay for you to make new friends. Practically you can. There's nothing wrong if you decide to, not be friends with someone because you feel your ideas or how you see things is actually different now from how they see things. You shouldn't be feeling sad about, just cutting out from some friends, and all of that, okay? You shouldn't feel so sad about that. All right. And the next thing I wish I knew in my early 20s was to, accept yourself. Now you have to come to a point where you have to accept yourself, accept you for you. Yes, accept yourself and don't be too hard on yourself. Like, don't be too hard on yourself. Just give yourself some space. Give yourself some space to actually, to actually grow. Just give yourself some slack. Cut yourself some slack, okay? Even when you actually do something, maybe you make a mistake, you actually did something you're not supposed to do, or then you invested in a bad business, in a bad relationship, and all of that. Give yourself some slack. Like, you really do not need to overpressure yourself, okay? Just accept yourself, accept your skin, accept everything about yourself, accept your physique, accept how you look, just accept you for you. Do not compare yourself with another person. Just accept you for you. Be comfortable in yourself. Be comfortable loving yourself. Be comfortable liking yourself. Be your number one fan. Like, just explore. Take yourself out. Take yourself on a date. Like, just exist and live your life and be very comfortable in your own skin, in your own self. Just be you, basically. Just be you. Just be genuine. Be genuine. Just be you, okay? And those who are attracted to you will be attracted to you for you, okay? Just be you and just be comfortable in your own self, in your own body, in your own skin, and just be you. And another thing I wish I had known in my early 20s was never to dim your light. Now, while you are evolving in your 20s, there's always this thing of wanting to follow the crowd. You just want to follow, you just basically want to just exist. Now, the reason why I say I feel I am just existing right now is because I just felt my 20s just ran, like, it just ran. Like, I'm in my 30s. Like, when? How did I get here? Like, how did I even get here? So basically, in your 20s, you really do not need to dim your light. Like, you have a voice. You have a voice. While growing up, I actually did not say so much because I felt, oh, are you sure I should say this? Are you sure? I really did not want to contradict what someone had said. There's always this tendency of wanting to just say yes to everything, like, yes, like, oh, are you sure this is okay? And I'm like, yes. I'm like, yeah, but then you have your voice and you do not have to dim your light. You are a light of the world, okay? You are a city set up on a hill that cannot be hidden. So you have a voice. There's something about you. There's something unique about you that you have to say. There's something about you that you have to contribute, something important that you have to contribute to a conversation, to an idea, to whatever. You have something to say. Yes, guys, you have something to say. So do not dim your light. Take out the pressure of just wanting to be complacent, of not wanting to be different, okay? Of not wanting to be different. So take out the pressure off your shoulder and just shine your light. Be you, okay? You have an opinion, okay? Your opinion might not be everybody else's opinion, but then you have an opinion. Like, you have an opinion, guys. You really do have an opinion, and you have something to say, okay? You have something to say. All right, guys. And then the next thing is the fact that you have to stop thinking about what people will say. Yes, you have to remove the idea of thinking about what people will say. Oh, what would they say? What would people say? You want to take this step. Oh, what would they say? You want to do this. Oh, what would they say? Now, what would they say have limited, it will limit you in so many ways that you least expect. Like, it will limit you in so many ways. So don't be conscious about what people will say, because obviously what they will say actually will not really matter in the long way, because people will always talk. Like, people will always have something to say. Like, people will always have something to say. Even if you feel, for example, let's say having a relationship, going into a relationship, and someone is like, oh, I don't want you to date this person. Oh, I think you should date this person. Oh, I think this person is good for you. Oh, I think you should do this. I think this thing is good for you. And at the end of the day, if you do that particular thing and it flops, they will still talk. Why did you? I'm not sure you did it the right way. Maybe there's something you did not do. Maybe there's something you were supposed to do. I'm not sure. So people will always have an opinion. So why not just, bullshit the opinion and just do what you have to do for you, and then take responsibility for the consequences of whatever comes in. But then you have to think through, okay? This is not to say you don't need to listen to people's advice, you don't need to listen to people's counsel, which is very critical, okay? But then do not be limited because of what you think people will actually say. Because obviously everybody will have an opinion. Like, everybody will have an opinion on a particular thing. Everybody will keep talking. Yes, people will keep talking because people are meant to talk. So people will keep talking, okay? All right, guys, so the next thing is take note of your strength. Yes, take note of your strength. There are certain things you're strong at. There's certain things you can do. Like, this is a period, this is a stage where you have to identify your strengths. Take note of what comes to you easily. What comes to you easily, as you proceed on the journey, you might not really be able to pinpoint that particular thing that comes to you easily. But then as you allow yourself to exist, as you allow yourself to, to just exist in life, okay, you begin to know those things that comes to you, naturally, because obviously you do not have the same strength with someone else's. There's a particular thing someone might do with, with little energy that you have to do with extra energy, but then take note of your strength. Take note of your strength. The fact that someone is actually doing this particular thing necessarily do not mean you should actually, do that particular thing, okay? Take note of your strength. All right, and the other thing I think I wish I had known in my early 20s was to also stay away from toxic people. Yes, now this is so important. This is so important. Now you have to stay away from toxic people. People who do not see good in you. People who do not see anything good about you. People who feel you do not have an opinion. People who are manipulative, okay, who just think that it's either their way or the highway. Like they just feel, whatever you have to contribute, whatever you have to say, whatever you are doing, whatever you think you want to do not actually make sense. Like they're just toxic in the nature, and sometimes they do not naturally display this toxicness, okay, in the open, okay, but then in your relation, in your friendship with them, in the way they pull down, you bring an idea and they are drawing it down. You talk about this, they are drawing it down. You say this, they are contradicting it. You say this one, they are like, I don't think it has to be this way. Like it's either their way or not your way, guys. You have to learn to stay away from these toxic people, because basically in your 20s, you need your mind state together. Yes, you really need your mind state together, like, because a lot of persons have been pressurized. A lot of persons have gone into pressure because of having toxic people around them, because of what people say, because of what people say, and because of the friendship they had kept, and just a whole lot of garbage, okay, guys? So you need to be watchful. You need to be watchful of the kind of people you surround yourself with. Now, basically, if there's anything you need to be hearing on a daily basis is a positive mindset. Like you have to have people who have positive things to say to you. Like you have to have people who have positive, message. Even in the case of something being so difficult, like something being so, so difficult, but then they have something good to say. They have something positive to say. Like they are not there to just make the matters worse. They are not just, it's like, for example, now there's usually this thing that, a lot of persons will do, like, I've not eaten since morning, and the person comes and like, me, I've not eaten for like 5 days. Like, it's like saying, your own case is even lighter. Like my own is critical. There's this thing we like to do in Nigeria. We like to see our problems as more intense than another person's problem. But then you're meant to lighten each other's burden. I shouldn't bring my burden to you, and then you're making me feel as if your own burden is worse than mine. Yes, guys. So you have to be careful with toxic people. Like, very careful, because you need your mental mind together. And one other thing I actually wish I knew was to also take money seriously. Now this is very, very critical, because while growing up, I actually seen money as evil. Yeah, I've actually seen money as something that I shouldn't even talk about, like something that is devilish, something that when I talk about it, it's like maybe I am a sinner, or maybe I have gone into the world, or something that is not really just important, like, but guys, talk about money. Yes, in short, this is the season, this is a period where you have to have financial intelligence. Know what investments is about, know what savings is about, know what budgeting is about. It's a season for you to get financial wisdom, right? Because like I said initially, that's the period I actually felt, talking about money was bad, like really, really bad. But now in my 30s, where you have a lot of responsibilities to do, you need to talk about money, because money is important, and talking about it doesn't really necessarily mean that you are a wayward, you are a sinner. Whatever it is, learn about money. Learn about how money is made. Learn about passive income. Learn about how to make money, at least in a legitimate way, okay? So don't just go into, oh, I want to learn about money, and then you just go into dubious act, and just go into something illegal. No, legitimate money making. Like, learn about how to monetize, how to monetize your presence on the online space. Just learn about how money is made, how money is exchanged for value. Just learn about money. Yes, because it will help you in the long run. This is one thing I wish I had known in my early 20s. Like, I had known in my early 20s, because basically I just felt I just wasted my early 20s. Like, I just wasted, even while in school, rather than just, spending money in just buying a whole lot of clothes, or buying a whole lot of shoes, or just going to eat out when you would have as well cooked at home, or just lavishing even the little that you have, that you can actually had saved and invested in something, profitable. But because I didn't have, I did not have financial, wisdom or intelligence, okay? So I really did not know what money is really about. And this is something I'm currently learning, and this is something I'm currently learning, basically, okay? So really learn about money. Really learn about money. And also the other thing I wish I had, I had learned in my early 20s was also taking action. Now, action is very critical. Action is very important. Now, it's very easy for you to feel that, okay, before I want to take an action, I want to think things through. Like, I have to know the end from the beginning. You're not Omega. You're not Alpha and Omega. You cannot know the end from the beginning. Yes, you do not have that knowledge. Yours is to take action. Yours is to move. Yours is to keep moving, and clarity always comes in motion. Like, clarity always comes in motion. So this is the season where you should be taking more action. It's a season where you should be taking more action, and not just thinking about I think I should do this. I want to do this. I will do this. I will, and all of that. No, this is the season where you should be taking action. Like, no matter how small, baby steps action on anything, on your career, your business, your education, like any little steps, okay? Just keep taking action on anything you actually want to do. Just take action on that particular thing, okay? It doesn't have to be something big. It doesn't have to be something huge, but do not always procrastinate what you think you should do for another day. Yeah, like, just take action. Like, take action. Yes, guys. All right, and one other thing I wish I knew in my early 20s was it's okay to be single. Yes, basically, it's really okay to be single. Like, there's nothing wrong with you in your stage of your early 20s. Yes, I know a lot of my friends who got married in their early 20s, even a lot of my friends who got married after school, after university, and all of that. And then at the particular period, I was feeling, this one that, Rita, you have not settled now. What is wrong? Is there something wrong with you? Are you sure you are okay? There's this rush hour, like, but then, there's no need for a rush. Like, basically, there is really no need for a rush. We have said it times without number that your season is different, okay? Your season is different. As a matter of fact, it's practically okay to be single, because this is actually a stage where you have to explore a whole lot of things. Like, this is actually a stage where you have serenity. I guess that's the word. Like, you're sane. Like, you can think for yourself. You can think things through for yourself. You can decide on what you want to do for yourself. You can just pick up your bag and decide to travel for yourself. You can decide to just discover you. Like, this is a season where you need to discover you. Like, discover you. So it's practically okay. Do not feel over pressure. Don't allow anything to pressurize you. Not family, not even your parents, not even friends, not even your church, not even anything. Do not allow anything pressurize you into getting into something you're not meant to, or getting into something you're not even prepared for. Because sometimes we feel we are prepared, but obviously we're not prepared. Yeah, basically we're not prepared. We're really not prepared. We think we had read a lot of books. We know how these things can be handled. We know what to do. We know how to. But obviously, many a time we really do not know any of that. We need to evolve. We sometimes just need to grow. Okay, so if it doesn't happen at that stage, if it doesn't happen at that timing, you really do not need to walk yourself off. Okay, that really does not mean that those who actually got married at that early stage, like, everything is okay with them, or they just got life. They are the one that got life going, and then you, that you're not settled, that you're still single, it's like something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Like, nothing is wrong with you. You really do not need to be pressurized, and do not allow anyone pressurize you. Yes, do not allow anyone pressurize you. Now, the other thing I wish I had learned in my early 20s was to embrace struggles in life. Yes, to embrace struggles in life. Now, you have to come to a position, to a time in this your season, okay? It's a period where you need to accept struggles in life. Now, a lot of times in your 20s, this is from personal experience, you really do not want to feel pain. Like, you feel pain is bad, you feel pain is not pain means you're not getting things right. Pain means you have lost the mark, or pain means you have lost everything, or pain means, there's just this notion about pain, about struggle, that we have so painted so dark, and we'll feel that whenever we go through struggles and pain, and then it means that we're not getting it right in life. But that's wrong. That's totally wrong. Okay, now your struggles, your pain, you need to embrace them, because the funny thing and the sweetest thing about the struggles and pain is the fact that they make you a better person. Like, you would definitely come out being a better person. So you're not the one in that only one in that situation. And that's one thing you also need to know. You're not the one going through that pain. You're not the only one going through that situation you're in right now. Not the only one, not knowing what the future holds for you. You're not the only one who is lost about life, and you're not the only one who doesn't have everything figured out, because obviously everyone do not have everything figured out. Yes, so you have to embrace life struggles, and you learn from these struggles, you learn from this pain, and they make you a better person. They make you a better person. It's, for example, you wanting to, change from a particular, let's say from a particular job to another job, or let's say you're moving from a particular area to another area. There's always this imbalance that always comes with change. And then there's always, like, I remember practically where when I had to move from my full-time job, to my part-time job, it was crazy. It was hell. Like, it was really, really hell for me. Like, I felt I shouldn't have moved. I felt it was the wrong decision I had taken. I felt like, because obviously everything actually at that time actually crumbled. Like, everything I had actually held on to actually crumbled. But weeks, months ahead of time, it was actually the best decision I should have taken, because obviously if I had not moved, I really would have been stuck to what I believe it's how life should be. Okay, so you need to embrace your struggles, and when you go through the struggles and pains, if you need someone to talk to, it's okay to talk to people. It's okay to to reach out to people. Don't just be in that corner where you are just there and you're just by yourself. If you need therapy, if you need to talk to someone, if you're feeling depressed, it's okay to talk to someone. Like, it's okay to talk to someone. All right, guys, so the next thing I wish I had known in my early 20s was to find purpose. Yes, by finding purpose, I know you have heard this a lot of time, and basically we're still finding purpose. Like, we're still in the journey, right, of actually finding purpose. Yes, I know, like I said, I'm in my 30s and I'm practically in the journey of finding purpose, because then in my early 20s, I used to think that purpose is something that just falls on you. Like, purpose is just something that just lands on you. Like, it just comes. You just know that, yes, I am working in purpose. Like, you just know. I used to have this idea that you just know that you're working in purpose. But then, guys, no. Purpose is something, like you say, finding purpose is something that you have to find. And in finding that purpose is something that you have to consistently be in practical motion. You have to be in motion, because you never can tell what you are good at. You never can tell what you can do except you try. Okay, so this is a stage where you have to, you have to find purpose, have to find, what comes to you naturally. It's not just allowing things to just play out, and just whatever will be. The French person will say, "Ko sera sera," like, what will be will be. We can't just leave life to chance. Yes, okay. Why you give yourself a benefit of a doubt, but then you're conscious. You're conscious of this stage. You're conscious of not just, of not just existing through the stage without having a plan, without having anything written down, without having a future goal, without having a future thing you really want to achieve, without thinking of purpose. So practically this is the practical time where you have to start thinking of purpose and start thinking of discovering that purpose. Like I said, it's a journey. Okay, so it's not just something that falls on you. It's not something that falls on you. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for staying through to this video. I really hope this video was helpful. If you have a sister, you have a brother, you have someone, a friend, whoever you think would really need to listen to this video, please do so and share to them. And if you've not subscribed to this channel, do so and subscribe to this channel, and let's just build this family together. All right, guys, so thank you for staying through. I love you so much. I love you so much, and God loves you extremely. God loves you extremely, extremely, and he's part of your process. Like, he's really, really part of your journey. Because basically, I cannot end this video without saying that, okay? Because God is really, really part of your journey. All right, guys, so thank you. Till I see you in my next video. For now, stay in God. God loves you, and I love you so much. Bye.